today. I've officially been unemployed for 3 weeks now.
Show you my SQL study routine.
How I network with people and I create a notion page for every coffee chat. I am back in India. I'm at home. Hi everyone. This is episode 2 of my job hunting journey in Japan, and I wanted to give you update on company A and company B. So for company A, as you know, I got a rejection. But the good thing is that they've asked me to reapply for the same position, a different team but within the same subset, and they've asked me to reapply after a month once I work on my SQL skills. For company B, I've cleared the technical round, but after the email, I got to know that they actually cannot sponsor my visa. At the moment, they do not have enough funds to sponsor visas for everybody. So for me, they're gonna be giving me a freelance contract. Company is really nice, and I really want to be a part of that company. So we're like in the process of negotiating because I don't know how that's gonna work out.
Okay, I'm gonna show you my SQL study routine. To study the basics, I first use this website. It's called SQL Board. They have these really interactive 20 to 30 tutorials. Once I was done with my basics, then I went on to this LeetCode SQL 50 list. They have these 50 questions that are based on different topics in the SQL, and I think it's very similar to what gets asked in the interviews. Apart from that, what I was really struggling with was to be able to manage my time and communicate. I think in that sense, mock interviews are really helpful. Exponent has these mock interviews with peers. You get 5 credits per month, which is 5 mock interviews. You can schedule it from here, and they're gonna ask you which category. So let's say we want to schedule an SQL peers, and it asks you to choose your level, which is quite useful so that it matches you with the right person. So because I've done some interviews already, I'm gonna choose intermediate, and then it shows you all the time slots that are there. I would suggest mock interviews only after you've done your basics. Okay, I wanted to show you how I network with people. So, for instance, this is the job that I'm really interested in, and this is the company. Then I know that what they're looking for, and it sounds like a match for my skill set. One good feature that I like about LinkedIn is that it tells you that people you can reach out to. For instance, if I'm looking for a data analyst, I can do this, and then people, and I can choose the current company. So I'm gonna put Kraken because that is what I'm interested in, and it's gonna show me all the people who are working there. So by using the connect feature, you can actually add a note. It's best to not ask for referral upfront, but what I try to do is I try to introduce myself, and then I'm gonna ask them if it's possible to get on a call. What it does is, first of all, it establishes that you're interested in the company and you're not treating this conversation as a transaction, and people really value human connection. The second thing it does is that person is gonna give you much more insights than just a direct referral would, and it's gonna help you in the interview process as well. Once you have the message, I try to send it to at least 5 people. 1 in 5 people usually respond. In my case for Kraken, I found out that I already had a direct connection, but I had not talked to that person before. So what I did was I tried to schedule a coffee chat with the person, and then I'm gonna show you the questions that I asked them that actually helps me, and in the end the person ultimately offers their referral instead of me asking directly. So for instance, this is a person called Rajesh with whom I've called. Then I create a Notion page for every coffee chat and then put out the set of questions. This is the usual template. I first start with the introduction, then I want to talk about the projects of the company so that in the interviews I can share, oh, okay, this person talked about this and this is what we can do. Other things that are important to work culture, if it's really flexible, and then the Japanese language requirements. If they need somebody who speaks business level Japanese, then I will not bother applying to the company because that's not going to work out. The thing is that how many years of experience are they looking for if it is not specifically mentioned in the job description. Very important is the interview process. I like to ask them how much time did it take for them to interview and what does the process look like. Usually the process is long, 1 to 2 months, so it's best to know what to expect in the coming months. I also try to get an idea of tools and techniques they use so that I can position myself according to that. Lastly, I try to ask them if they have any tips for me or if they know who the hiring manager is so that I can reach out to them. At this point, once I have the call, they actually offer themselves the referral. If they don't, then I ask them, hey, would it be possible for you to connect me with somebody? And this is how it works. Okay, so this is super last minute, but a consultant reached out to me about 2 days ago and they forwarded my profile to company, let's call it company C. They like my profile and they set up an interview for today. So I had less than 24 hours to prepare for the interview. This is a hiring manager round. The company is pretty big, it's an MNC. They do data science and AI, which is pretty much what I want to do. And I'm really excited for this, but I do not have any time, so not have a lot of expectations. But I'm gonna keep you updated and I hope it goes well. Hello, so it's over now. I think the interview went nice. He asked me about Python, SQL, and business acumen. And they also asked me a lot about critical thinking and how would you design this, how would you do this. The role is data analyst and it's for a sales and retail team, so it's like a consultant plus data analyst role. They want me to be pretty proficient in English and Japanese. English is not really a problem, but I am not so confident about my Japanese skills, and the last round will be with the client and it has to be in Japanese. So I'm really scared and I don't think I'm gonna make it. I'm nervous, guys. I am back in India. I'm at home and I wanted to give you a little update about the job hunting. We talked about company A and company B. For company A, I have to reapply in about 2 weeks now. I have to practice my SQL. For company B, they made me an offer, but they're not providing visa sponsorship. So we'll see how that goes. For company C, I cleared the first round of interview and now they've asked me to schedule a second one. For that, I need to complete a case study. This is honestly the first time I'm doing a case study for a take-home assignment, so it's interesting and also I'm a little bit anxious. There's one more company, company D. For that, I have a recruiter screening planned for this week and I'm gonna also be showing you my process for that. I'm quite excited about company D. The position is data analyst. It's a full remote position, something that I really want to do. And for company A as well, I'm quite nervous and anxious, but looking forward to reapplying. I think those two are my priorities, but we'll see. I'm in India for a month and I'm gonna be shooting from here and I'm gonna be giving my interviews from here. So let's see how that goes.